Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it and you could purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing one of my favorite IWC timepieces, designed by legendary IWC designer Hanno Bircher and largely engineered by IWC watchmaking maestro Kurt Klaus. This is the IWC DaVinci Perpetual Calendar Chronograph, reference 3750-06. The model launched at the Basel Fair, back when it was called the Basel Fair, in 1985, and it was produced up through 2003. The model you see here features pre-1995 hallmarks, as well as its original tritium dial and plexiglass crystal. The purpose of this model, which combined a moonphase, a coordinated perpetual calendar, and a chronograph, was to declare to the watchmaking world in 1985 that IWC was back in business and there to stay in the mechanical watchmaking game. 39 millimeters in white gold, the watch is easy to wear on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, and you can immediately see the hinge lug profile that inspired the revival of the DaVinci line for 2017, as the remodeled DaVincis were clearly designed in homage to this classic original. The timepiece is relatively chunky at 14.8 millimeters thick. It's fairly thick, but a lot of that is also down to the plexiglass crystal, which was judged to be necessary in order to clear the stack of hands featured. Now, the watch, when measured from lug to lug, is not that broad. 45.8 millimeters, and the lugs are double hinged. You can see the double pivot, so they are very flexible, and this watch wears well on a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. 19 millimeters is the spacing for the strap, and though it looks a bit unconventional, you do have a conventional spring bar junction with the strap, so you can fit aftermarket and OEM options in that 19 millimeter size. The strap features large rectangular scale alligator leather, semi-gloss, monotone stitch, a folded edge. It is a brand new IWC factory strap. You'll be the first to gouge it. Matching IWC white gold pin buckle, as you can see. It too features antiquarian hallmarks. The watch, of course, featuring a rather distinctive form, as it has many compound curves, a generously domed circular Gadron style bezel, and an unconventional junction between the hinge lug and the mobile portion. As you can see, it's almost a lugless watch in profile. The case back itself features a concentric circular graining, as well as the Vintage International Watch Co. logo and nomenclature. These, of course, individually numbered, and these were rare pieces. You could see that there is a lovely little mushroom style pusher array, and I think shroom is the proper nomenclature for that pusher shape. The crown, somewhat surprisingly for a watch that's only 30 meters water resistant, was designed in screw down form to prevent actual and accidental adjustment of the perpetual calendar system out of turn. That is, to prevent the coordinated perpetual calendar system from being driven. Now, the watch does feature a coordinated perpetual calendar system. You can see right now it is 2018, and as I advance the system, note the moon phase is moving in sync with the day, the date, and the month, and when the time comes, you will also see the year, the decade changing, because this is a fully mechanically programmed perpetual calendar system designed by IWC watchmaker Kurt Klaus. The system cannot allow you to create an imaginary combination of day, date, month, moon phase, and year, so you just adjust it with the quickset, same as you would a Rolex Datejust, and you're able to immediately set the date for the month and the year you're in, and rely on everything else moving in sync to the proper indication. Now, the moon phase, I'll get as close as I can here, but the moon phase is a lovely aventurine disc. So it's a lovely quartz mineral with embedded metallic elements, and you can see it well from this angle. And the aventurine is rich and uncommon, lending a lustrous depth, glint, and gleam to the dial. The old school IWC Schaffhausen logo, and as you can see, applique indices now printed, each of the registers handsomely sunken into the dial. There is a nicely stepped aperture to ease the transition down to the plane of the year discs, and you can also appreciate the fact that there's a cruciform symmetry about this dial. The keeps everything beautifully balanced. Now, it is an original tritium dial, so it doesn't glow, but it has all of its original factory fabric, and that is the way purists would rather have it. Underneath the case back, a movement best described as a manufacture caliber. Though distantly based on the Valjoux 7750, the IWC caliber, and they call this the 79261, is inherently a unique piece. It features the Kurt Klaus Perpetual calendar system on top, which is probably the second most user-friendly perpetual calendar after those of Moser and Ulysse Nardin. Now, the basic Valjoux 7750 got a new regulator, a new train, a new power source, and it was distinctively finished by Schaffhausen for Schaffhausen. So once you're done, you wind up with caliber 79261, automatic winding, 44-hour power reserve, stop seconds, quick-set perpetual calendar, a 28.8 beat rate, and 39 joules rather than the standard 25 of the Valjoux 7750. So everything has been re-engineered and even specifically finished for IWC inside this case. And of course you have that lovely off-axis plexiglass distortion. Again, one of my favorite IWC timepieces and one of the best buys in high horology Swiss complications. A nod to the way things were before Richemont. See it and get it while it lasts on the Watchbox.